from Virginia's Dominion Raceway. It's my first visit to this sort of new track here in the heart of Virginia, the most accessible track that I've been to right off of Interstate 95 here in the middle of the state. This will be one of two track experiences that I'll put together for my most recent track learnings. The last one being about 10 days ago at Summit Point Raceway in West Virginia. So let's hear from about 10 days ago me as I experienced Summit Point and had a great track day there. And then I'll return back here to Dominion Raceway after tech inspection and we start to get out on the track and continue our track education. Well, good morning and welcome to Summit Point, West Virginia. It's my first trip to this track and I've already been out for a couple sessions this morning. I'm on my way to an observation area to see some of the other cars go around the track. Today is a testing day at Summit Point and I am by far the newest driver out here, the least modified car, which I'm used to, as you can hear in the background. Some pretty highly tuned cars out here doing some testing and tuning for an upcoming race. And I am spending a lot of time staying out of their way and learning and trying not to be intimidated by that. So it's been a fun day so far. And I will be getting out for some more sessions, about to take a look at some cars going around and learn from some drivers with a lot more experience than I have. So more to come. My day at Summit Point was a fun experience and a great chance for me to be alone in the car and practice what I had learned at NC Car the previous month without an instructor inside my head. Since this was a test and tune day, the organizers of this event rightly asked me if I was comfortable being out this day with my limited track experience alongside extremely experienced racers. I gave the responsible call out by the track officials some thought, and I almost canceled my day for the event, but then thought better of it. My aim was to continue my education, learning how to feel my car at its limits as I responsibly push my speed. Since humility isn't an issue for me, and I have no illusions of tearing around the track like Lewis Hamilton, I looked forward to a chance to share the track with skilled racers, all the better to learn from them. They tolerated me politely this day, and in the early afternoon I hopped into one of the racing team's cars, this one, a fully race-ready BMW 3 Series driven by a three-man team. I had a blast holding on as they showed me how fast this track could be taken when you know what you're doing. One of the most fun and challenging areas at Summit Point is this section from turns 4 to 6 referred to as the chute. I had watched drivers navigate this section with varying entry points and spoke with several of them throughout the day about the advantages of different lines, either tighter or wider for these corners. I made this series of turns one of my key track sections to master this day as I learned how to handle my car and improve my times. So, having just come in from the last session, I haven't even looked at my times yet. I'm taking a little mental break. It's getting a little hot this afternoon, but I also feel a vibration on my tires, particularly the inside of my front tires, and particularly on the driver's side, the left side. And so I want to check and see what that is and take a look under the car. So, underneath the car now, and taking a look down here, and basically what I have is I'm running on a track with a bunch of guys who are doing test and tune in fully tuned race cars, and they're running soft compound tires. And as they're losing pieces of tire, I'm picking it up on my hard street tires, and it's building up on the inside edges of my front and rear tires. So as I'm running around the track, I'm feeling vibration and bumps due to the fact that my tires are growing. They're gaining weight. And I guess I have to find a way to strip that off so that I don't continue to feel the bumping as my wheels go around at 100 miles an hour on the track. As one of the only street-legal cars on the track this day, I had just a few peers and road cars to compare myself to. One of them was this BMW M2. Its driver has been to a lot more track events than I have, and as a result of that, and as a reminder of how much more I have to learn, his 129-second lap time was about 14 seconds faster than my best. Hi, pardon me as I interrupt me to ask a critically important question. Have you subscribed to this channel yet? No? Well, did you know that research shows that subscribers to this channel are 41% cooler than those who don't? Yeah, I did. I did make that up. But I'd still really appreciate it if you subscribed. Just click that subscribe button right now and we can get back to the episode. All in all, my day at Dominion was a great one. This was a driver education day with 4 groups, and I ran in the intermediate group, which meant I got passed a lot, but I was able to drive solo and focus on feeling the car. Now, with about half a dozen track events under my belt, I'm interested in learning about how to improve, and to do that, I need data. I'm using an app called Track Addict Pro, which works with my iPhone, and allows me to record laps and then play back the footage along with my speed and telemetry data recorded from the iPhone sensors. I've got to work out some bugs so I can get steadier footage, as you can see, and this isn't a paid endorsement of the product, but so far I've found, for a newbie like me, the app is solid. I'm learning how to analyze the information about speed, acceleration, braking zones, and really study what makes up a good lap for me, and for all of that, the app is helpful. I thought I'd be really intimidated driving on a track which had walls on certain sections, but that didn't bother me as much as I thought it might. Among my learnings from the day was feeling what conditions create push or understeer in my car, and how I need to learn how to drive through that or whether modifications are in order. And joy of joys, I passed a car this day. Now, to be fair, I think the driver of this vet was taking it easy on me, but hey, since my being passed count is up to like 4,356, it was nice to get a 1 in the passing others column. I met a lot of friendly people this track outing, and I even met an admirer of my SLK, a driving instructor who has one of his own. It was nice to get some love for my oddball of a track car for a change. I also was witness to a few reminders of why I have a healthy amount of fear each of these days. My paddock neighbor, an experienced autocrosser, blew his engine on this, his first track day, and on several occasions cars slid off the track, thankfully with no injuries or damage. Those incidents are a constant reminder to me to progress mindfully and let my skill build without putting the pressure on myself to drive outside my experience level. So my education continues, and I look forward to putting what I've learned on these outings into practice on my next day on the track. See you next time.